Hi guys, good morning. Okay, so let's do a quick one here. I'm not gonna waste time with this video. I just want us to understand gold, what's happening on gold. So we can clearly see that the trend is bearish, the sellers are in. But then if you look closely, you'll see we have another block here, a break of structure here, and this was the other block that caused the break of structure and price has currently tapped into it and we have a demand zone here. So this is to show us and make us to know that the buyers are not sleeping. They are awake and they are trying to penetrate into the market. So we should not ignore that fact. So moving down to 4 hours, let's just read the recent structure because we can't be waiting for price at ridiculous places. So let's say the last break of structure, we have another block. We have fair value gap and it is a good place to position for a sell, but it's far. So while waiting for this sell, it doesn't hurt to catch a buy because the buyers are trying to step in. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take this gun box out so my chart remains neat. So looking at this recent structures, because we have to understand what's happening, right? And the buying momentum. We have a break of structure here. We have a break of structure here. This is the other block, which is more or less like a resistance level, which price is currently reacting from. That is where the market closed on Friday. So let's move down to 2 hours and understand the structure better. We have a break of structure here, and normally break of structure is from a wick to a candle body, right? If you go down to the lower time frame, this wick is a candlestick. So we have a break of structure there and a change of character here. So this wick is a candlestick on the lower time frame. Then we have this origin that caused the change of character. That price tapped into it and gave us the buy. This beautiful buy, which price is currently we have which took price to this resistance level over here. So let's go down to lower time frame. Let's go down to 30 minutes and understand the structure better. Um we have this middle price is tapped into here, so we are done with that. So we have this break of structure here, and this is the other block, but it's very, very far from where price is. You understand? Then we have this tiny break of structure here. We have this tiny break of structure here. And you can see the other block has been mitigated and tapped into this resistance and gave us a little sell momentum, sell drop down, and the buyers are trying to tell us that yes, so we are in, oh, I'm in, oh. So they are buying, they are not looking back. So let's see if by tomorrow, if market breaks here, we are going to just look for buys because it's obvious that the buyers are trying to step in. But we cannot ignore the fact that we have a resistance level. But if the buyers are in, we are going to have like a pullback and to move to the upside with this from this resistance. But if its sellers are still in, as price has come back to this resistance, it's going to clear all these levels. So if all these levels are here, these supports are cleared rather, and price comes back here, it's obvious that the sellers are breaking in. They don't even have the sellers are so in the market and they don't want the buyers to penetrate. So let's go down to 15 minutes and see if we can have any other place to position for price. It's clear that market has tapped into this other block here. It has tapped into it. I think this is where gift positioned, or I don't know. It has tapped into here. We have this other block here. Let's use here this other block. And we also have this other block here. It is also viable because we have FVG. We have an FVG here, fair value gap. We have fair value gap there. And we have liquidity resting above. But then again, I won't consider this level because we have this level, and it might just be liquidity inducement sitting pretty for us to get trapped in. So because we have this extreme level, I will never consider that level. And we can see that price has tapped into here, right? We tapped into this. Let's go down to 5 minutes and see what's happening here. So from 5 minutes, we have this breakout structure. This is the most recent breakout structure. After this one, the price has tapped into it. See, the price has tapped into this other block. We have this recent breakout structure. We have fair value gap here. We have fair value gap here. So because the structure wasn't really clear from 15 minutes, you can see that from 15 minutes we have this. We don't really know what's happening. So I had to go down to 5 minutes. And the reason why I went down to 5 minutes and I'm going to might probably consider this level is because price price action on gold taps into recent structures. It does if gold is going to get here, if gold is going to get here means that the sellers are still in and there's no chance for the buyers. You understand? And it's possible that it breaks. So if it clears all these levels and gets here, the sellers are in. So this buy too might also be quite risky, but it's worth the shot, right? So on gold, I will position, I will wait for it here because I know gold to like recent structures. And as you can even see, Seth, we have this other block safe here that price is currently reacting from. If you go down to 1 minute, I'm not really a lower time frame trader. I don't trade 1 minute or 2 minute. But if you go down, you will see that we have a break of structure. It's a break of structure. That's where price is tapping in, has tapped into. But price can still come back to this level. We can even see that the seller self are trying to enter inside the market. So this resistance level is valid. But let's see. I'm not going to literally stress myself to be awake to catch Asian session. I won't do that. But let's just watch and observe how the market will react when it opens. The market can just give us like a reaction. Where's that part? A reaction here, come in here and boom. But if we're able to catch this sell when the market opens, then it's a good one. You feel me? If we're able to catch the sell when the market opens, it's beautiful. But this is where I'm going to wait for price. I'm not going to consider that sell because it doesn't look strong or valid to me. But you see here, this is where I wait for price because all my conferences are intact. It has not been liquidated. It has another block. It has another block. It has an FVG. There's liquidity, and this is where I'm going to target. On 5 minutes, but on 1 hour, I'm going to target here. This is where I'm going to target from 1 hour. But I want to be realistic and not be greedy. So let's just take what the market might probably give us tomorrow. Let's just take what the market might probably give us tomorrow. So if it's going to hold, it's going to be a good trade over 300 pips, which is worth something. This is what I have. And this is my liquidity level here, which it's possible that price might not come here because it has used the liquidity to move already. But let's observe and see what the price action says tomorrow. Okay, bye guys.